welcome to my YouTube channel. I want you to subscribe if you care about natural health tips, if you care about women's health. This is your channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my experience with the Unleash the Power Within virtual event 2021. This was my very first Tony Robbins event. I'd heard of Tony Robbins for a while, but I just felt like he didn't really speak to me. So I have been mentored by people that have been mentored by him. But when I would watch his videos myself, I just didn't feel that I just didn't really feel like I wanted to invest thousands of dollars to go to his event. And so when I found out that he's doing these virtual events that are only $400, I was like, yeah, let me give him a try. Now, the reason why I went was because I was feeling very low in life. So I'm doing my fellowship. I went to school for 10 years and I'm just wrapping up my fellowship. And I went out for a job interview. It went great. They gave me the job offer. And I told them how much money I wanted. They said, okay, that's fine. But then when I looked at their benefits sucked. So then I was negotiating my potential salary with them, and I wanted a startup bonus because they weren't covering healthcare for a while. They weren't giving me 401k. There were so many things they weren't giving me, and their health insurance had a very high monthly premium. So I was negotiating with them. And then I asked for the startup bonus, and then I asked for just maybe $5,000 increase on my salary, like for the entire year, and they rejected me. And so I was just in a semi-depressive state. So I've never ever been clinically depressed or anything like that, but I was just feeling low. My feelings were depressive. I wasn't in depression, if you get what I mean. Because I went to school for 10 years and this company is not valuing me where I believe my value is. And that was very tough for me. And so I just happened to see, like, the day after I got the rejection, I just happened to see that they were having this event. And so I paid my $400 and I was very, very excited, just hopeful for more direction. I have a education and coaching company on the side of what I do at the medical center. And so I just wanted more direction. My coaching and education company just isn't at that stage yet where I'm even accepting any money from it. I'm pouring back into that business. And so I'm like, I went to school for all these years and nobody's valuing me right now enough to pay me what I'm worth. And that's a limiting belief because that was only one company, one job. But to me, that really hurt. And so I signed up for this event, and it is a 4-day event. They send you this workbook, and they send you a chopping board, and they send you some cheap little look like popsicle sticks that have hearts on them so you can flash them up. And then they send you a pen as well to write on the chopping board. And so that package arrived probably within a week. I would say about within 6 days from when I registered for the event, I got that box and it was included in my $400 registration. And I got the workbook, this wonderful workbook, because I did not open it until the first day of the event. I didn't want to start flipping through it. I didn't know what to expect. It's just called Unleash the Power Within. I went in saying, I want to unleash the person within me. That's as far as I want to know. Like, I want to wait until the day of to really know what to expect. So there was a little bit of homework to do before the event, which I suggest everyone do that because it looks at different parts of your life, your physical body, your emotions. I don't want to give too much away, but you're really assessing where you are right now and where you want to be. Okay, so my physical body, it was probably one of the higher points. But of course, since I was going there because I was having issues with my work and career, that was low. My work and career was very low. And also my finances, I put my finances at a very low point because I'd just been rejected for the job and the price point that I wanted. But throughout the event, I realized, no, I actually have more than enough money than what I really need. That was just a limiting belief. So this event, just a few tips for those going into this event. Get good sleep before the event. Okay, these events are all day long. I'm on Central Standard Time, and we would start at about 5:45 a.m. You would start going into these virtual Zoom rooms. The event would start at 6 o'clock, and then you would be at it for about 13 to 14 hours every day, all 4 days of the event. So get good sleep before. Even like when it comes to food, you're not gonna be eating like lots of food. You're gonna be on your feet a lot of the time. You're gonna be jumping around, moving around the entire time. So I would say rest up, eat some good carbohydrates the day before, because this is an event where you're gonna expel a lot of energy. So don't think it's where you're sitting down on your chair for 14 hours and listening. No, they have you jump, baby. We're jumping around. We are making noises. And I suggest that you do those things. So when I signed up for this event, I wanted my mother and my husband to also watch along with me. But they didn't do the jumping around and the noises. And they weren't able to really absorb as much from the event as I was. So my husband, he just like thought I looked stupid, basically. He thought I looked crazy. He never said it out of his mouth, but I know him enough to say that he thought it looked crazy. My mother was just like, I don't know how you can do all of that. She didn't even want to do it. But me, I was like, you know what? I need to unleash the power within me. I know lots of people that have gone through these events and they have had life-changing results. So for me, if Tony Robbins wants me to jump up and down for 2 hours and scream and make funny noises and cry and roll on the floor, whatever, I'll do it, because I was just at that point, at that low point. So another takeaway that I learned from this is I will never pay for someone else to go through this event. I feel like somebody needs to invest their own money to go into this so that they can get the most out of it, right? So if somebody just pays for a ticket for you, the in-person events are $2,000. Somebody needs to sacrifice the money for this event so that they can put their all into it. When you put $2,000 into something, then you're definitely gonna put your all into it. So the people that I wanted them to join me on this experience, because they didn't pay for it, they didn't really care. So they didn't really get as much out of it. They were just like sitting there like, what are you doing? Okay, so this event is intense. Meal prep the day before. So the day before the event, make all of your meals. And because you're not gonna have time to cook lunch, you are on your feet. You'll maybe have, maybe 30 minutes break sometimes, or an hour sometimes. So you don't have time to go and start cooking dinner. For mothers, so I am a mother, and I have a son, and he's almost 2, so he's a toddler. It's best if you can get childcare. There's some portions of the event where you're going back into a state of an emotional state, right? So he's trying to program you to feel so much pain about staying where you're at right now that you don't want to be there. And so this is going to involve crying. This is going to involve screaming. This basically, those feelings that I had when he took us to that mental state were the most painful I have ever been through. Okay, and I've lost a parent. I have lost my brother. I have lost a lot of people that have died in my life. But that pain that he put me through during this event was the worst pain that I've ever been through. And I didn't even, it's weird. It was so bad. So that caused me to change my life. So this event was a life-changing event. I took action on certain things when it comes to business. There was, on the day 2, I was just in such a massive action mode that I did something that made me $2,000. Just because I'm just like, I was just so pumped up and in massive action. So in one day I made $2,000. And it's not, I wasn't doing anything massive. It was something that you could do. It's something, not something that needed a medical license or anything. And I can tell you, it has been 3 weeks since I have done this event. My life has changed. When I tell you that the income that I have made from the 3 weeks since I have had that event is greater than half of the amount of money that I make in a year. So talk about massive action. This will push you into massive action. You will be in so much pain about where your life currently is that you have the drive and motivation to fix it. So I highly recommend this event for everyone. I highly recommend that you don't go to work for 4 days. Stay with it. Get childcare as much as possible. Maybe you can't get childcare for 14 hours. For me, my mom was home. Okay, so she was able to help me out with my son. If you can get 12 hours of childcare, get 12 hours of childcare. If you can get somebody to come to your house and then they can take care of your child in the other room or your children in the other room, put your all into this. If he says, jump up and down like this, jump up and down like that. If Joseph McClendon asks you to go like this every time you go through a door, do it. Do everything that they tell you to do, because the results are outstanding. Okay, I have seen results with my body. I've been able to change things with my body in 3 weeks. I've been able to the income is incredible. That my husband and I were talking yesterday, like the amount of money that we've made in these past few weeks, this is incredible. If we can keep this up every month, then that is financial freedom for real. None of us would have to go to any job. I wouldn't have to be negotiating salaries. Okay, so no, I didn't get that job, and I still haven't gotten another job. All of this income has been passive income, money that I made while I was sleeping because I took massive action. So I highly, highly recommend that anybody that's on the fence about doing this virtual retreat, just do it. Especially if you need something to motivate you, to push you, if you're having negative thoughts in your head towards yourself or someone else. There was one particular area where I was having kind of negative thoughts towards my husband about one thing, but I realized, no, actually, that's just my perception. My husband is doing everything that he was supposed to do in that situation. It was just me. I was messing with my own head. And then what I perceive is what I make my reality, but that wasn't the reality at all. So even for the in-person event, that's $2,000, I'm going to that. Now, I'm very frugal, and $2,000 is a lot of money for me. That's a lot of money for me. But next year, I'm planning to go to the $2,000 event. I don't care. Now that I take massive action and I can make $2,000 like this, I'm gonna go to that event. So if you're on the fence about in-person or virtual, just go, right? You can start with the virtual event because it's cheaper. But I would love to see the in-person event. I've never attended it. The virtual one is my first Unleash the Power event. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I want you to comment below. Have you ever been to a UPW event? Do you have any questions about the event? I am here to answer any questions that you have. It's a long 4 days. I can't go into all of it. But I want you to stay tuned to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about some of the aspects of the experience that I took home. My name is Dr. Vita, and I'm so happy that you joined me. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're into natural health, to everlasting health. Bye-bye.